Welcome to Takayama, Japan. This city sits in the mountainous Hida region of Gifu Prefecture, surrounded by the scenic Japanese Alps. This is a place where you can explore beautifully preserved neighborhoods from the Edo period.
And just having an opportunity to see how people lived back in the day.
See the floats that are paraded in one of Japan's most famous festivals.
I'd love to see a parade live.
Enjoy the walking trails that go past temples and shrines.
That's how we stay in shape while we travel.
And sample the local cuisine, which features plenty of Hida beef.
And it's being cooked right before my eyes. I'm in charge.
Yes,
it's a little bit scary, you know?
In this Takayama travel guide, we're going to share everything you can do with one day in Takayama, and it's an action-packed itinerary. So, Takayama is a city of many bridges. We have the Miyagawa River, which flows through the historic old town. And then we also have the famous Nakabashi bridge, which I'll show you right behind me. It's this beautiful red bridge, and it's just such a lovely scenic place in the heart of the city. Like, it's so green, so lush. You have weeping willows and reeds and just, I don't know, I really like it a lot. So we're just enjoying a little morning walk along here before we dive right into the attractions and the sightseeing. So next up, we visited Takayama Jinya. A jinya was a type of administrative headquarters during Japan's Edo period, and today this building is a National Historic Site that is open to visitors. You can walk through all sorts of tatami rooms that would have had different uses like offices, conference rooms, interrogation rooms, residential rooms, and guest rooms.
Very impressive. It's like you first come in and you're like, oh, this is just a small complex to visit, and then once you get inside, you're like, oh my gosh, it's almost like a maze. There's a reason why they kind of direct you with the ropes.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead ends.
There's a lot of dead ends. You'd probably get lost otherwise.
Highlights from this visit, any favorite elements?
It was so neat. I actually enjoyed the sheer size of the place the most, and just having an opportunity to see how people lived back in the day. And here's an example where I'm really happy they had English explanations, because we saw these beautiful kimonos and we thought, oh, those are like, for celebrations, but they were actually fireman suits. So it was a really, really neat place. Big. You want to give yourself quite a bit of time to enjoy this, at least maybe 45 minutes to an hour. It's not like a quick little attraction you pass through, but definitely worth visiting, and a great kind of introduction to the day we're planning to have here in Takayama.
And my highlight was visiting the rice storehouse. Rice was actually collected as a tax. And yeah, I just had never seen how rice was stored in like these giant straw barrels. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed the place. And now we're going to continue with our little tour around the old town.
Yep, on we go.
As we were walking around town, we came across a building that was covered in vintage movie posters and had an old truck parked out front. We got curious and decided to investigate, and that's how we ended up at the Hida Takayama Retro Museum. This was a super fun place to visit, so let's take you inside. Alright guys, so we are now visiting the Hida Takayama Retro Museum. I have a feeling this one is going to take us back in time. The first room we've walked into is what a Japanese school used to look like. Not entirely sure about the time period. I'm guessing maybe going back to the 70s.
You know what? I'm realizing I'm old enough to be retro. I'm seeing Astro Boy, I'm seeing Godzilla toys. Okay. I'm seeing things I played with as a kid. So this is fun.
So it's very cool.
Yeah,
it's
very cool.
Immediately reminding me of the DDR museum that we visited in Germany. That one was also frozen in time, Eastern Germany. So that's the vibe I'm getting, and I can't wait to see what the other rooms hold. So I'm kind of in shock, because I feel like some of these displays are from the 90s, and that's already considered retro.
Of course it is. It's a different century. Different century. I know. It doesn't take long to get old in life, does it, friends? Yes, that's the sad truth. Are we having fun?
Yeah, I didn't really grow up playing these games, so
It's very
a little
good.
tricky for me.
You're learning in real time.
I grew up in the mountains, okay? I played outdoors. I spent time in nature.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, this one is free.
I'm playing Street Fighter, guys.
Apparently it's Street Fighter. I don't know what this is.
Street Fighter. Oh, I can choose my player. Honda, Lanka. Oh, I'm E Honda. I have no idea how to do it. Okay, this is jumping. Crouch. Punch. Oh, you got me. Oh.
Oh, he got you right on the you know what.
Yeah, he's getting me. Oh. It's just getting throttled here, guys. I don't know how to use the controller. Haven't even got. Oh, here I come. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So now we're at a retro barber shop. Check that out. Bit of a creepy doll. Not a fan of dolls. But yeah, this is such a cool place. Can't believe we ended up here by chance. And now we're at an old doctor's office. Wow. And you have his little desk, chair. Ooh. Okay. That was fun. Played some video games.
Wasn't that fun? It's one of those places that I honestly could have got stuck there and spent like half a day playing games. It was just so cool. It's like reliving your childhood, right? But it also made me think too, this is a question for you, the audience. Would you rather travel back into time, or would you rather go into the future to see what that looks like? That's tricky. I don't know the answer. I'm pondering that at the moment, but I'd love to hear what you think.
For lunch, we managed to retrace our steps to a restaurant we had visited during our very first trip to Takayama a few years back. It's located in Sanmachi Suji, the historic quarter which is also considered one of the best preserved Edo districts in all of Japan. This restaurant is listed as local cuisine Hisadaya on Google Maps. You can order Hida beef, the local specialty, or go vegetarian and get the set featuring mountain vegetables. Ooh la la.
Hida beef, baby. Hida beef. Friends, I'm having the most classic meal you can have out here. Of course, is Hida beef, and it's being cooked right before my eyes. I'm in charge.
Yes,
it's a little bit scary, you know. Anyways, it's really neat because they gave you two types of chopsticks. These are the cooking chopsticks, and these are the eating chopsticks. So right now, I've just been flipping it over a few times, spreading it out a bit, and you can see there's an alteration between what's still pink and what's been cooked. And eventually, once it's all been cooked, it'll be time to eat it.
I thought it was quite amusing that they told us, wait until the meat changes color before you eat it. Yes.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what's gone on here before. You know, what some other foreigners have done in the past.
Here are my mushrooms, slowly cooking. Sam's piece of advice was, wait until the meat turns brown. For me, they just said, wait until it's soft.
So looking good over there.
Yeah, it smells very nice. Yep. I've also got a bowl of rice, some soup, and just a nice assortment of tofu and little vegetables.
Amazing little meal. My meat's coming along nicely, and yeah, wow. Great sets here. They have so much variety, and you can also choose a vegetarian set too.
You can, yeah. This looks like soft tofu with ginger.
Good stuff, huh?
We're really going to enjoy.
We're feasting. Hey friends, I'm so busy filming Audrey, I sort of forgot to tend my meat, but it looks like it's all done. I don't see any pink whatsoever, so that means I can eat it now. Check that out. It looks cooked really nicely. It's got like a nice sauce on it, and I'm going to take the advice and use the proper chopsticks. Here, let's grab some of that. Ooh. Oh. Totally delicious. Oh, it's so tender. And it's got like a beautiful marinade on it too. The thing that is so nice is that we don't eat really a lot of beef when we're in Japan. I can't remember having it on this trip, so this is a treat to be having it all nicely prepared like this and served with this delicious sauce and just a traditional seating environment and cooking it in front of the table. It's just a really fun experience, guys, and something you should do if you're here in Takayama.
Okay, so we are now walking through Sanmachi Suji. This would be the historic quarter here in Takayama. And here is a little tip for you. This area, it's a quarter. It's not just one single road. For some reason, everybody seems to crowd on the one single road that has a lot of shops and restaurants, and it can be a bit overwhelming. But
Yeah.
if you take the parallel streets and the side lanes, it's a completely different experience.
And 100 times better, let's be
Yes.
serious. They still have shops here too. It's like there's still
Yeah.
craft shops, there's still places to eat. It's just everyone clusters in the same area. You know what they say? It's never crowded along the extra mile, so go the extra mile.
You don't even have to walk an extra mile.
That's
Literally,
a
one
metaphor.
street over, and it makes the world of a difference. Because we were just walking on the main road and we're like, wow, like this is really busy. It's a lot of people, and like, you know, you almost feel like you're having to elbow your way through. Yeah, just don't walk on the main road, or do for a little bit and then explore the side streets. After lunch, we kept walking around and eventually reached the Yoshijima traditional house. Given this is a very touristy and busy district, we were surprised to be some of the only people visiting. There was only one other person in the whole house, so we got to tour the place quietly and take our time. If you enjoy Japanese architecture and design, you should definitely consider visiting Yoshijima House. So, something you might be interested to know is that you can actually visit some of the historic homes here in this district. Oh my gosh. So right now we are inside Yoshijima House. It was built in 1907 by a master carpenter, and it used to belong to the Yoshijima family, who at the time was a well-known brewer of sake here in Takayama. And they were also moneylenders. They were very well off. So we are touring their home, and I think this is just such a great way to really be able to appreciate the architecture and get a better idea of what this district is really like, because otherwise you're just walking down, you know, the main streets, just looking at the exterior. But it's nice being able to go in and have a tour.
It's a cat cafe.
Is it?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
And then we ended up at a cat cafe. Completely unexpected, but a wonderful surprise. What's unique about this place is that it's not only a cat cafe, but it's also a cat rescue center. So the cats that you see here are available for adoption. The lady who runs this place is so lovely and sweet. You can tell this is her life's mission, and she cares so much about each individual cat, so it made us super happy to be able to visit and contribute to helping Takayama's stray kitties. This cat cafe was just half a block down from the Yoshijima house.
Oh, what was that?
It was the motorcycle.
Oh.
this happened completely by chance. We were walking down the street, we saw some cats. We realized it was a cat cafe, and we went inside, and it's a rescue cat cafe.
We had
this
to
place
go.
is amazing.
It
Yes.
is. It's like we've got a chance to talk to the owner, and she has a really cool mission. She's rescuing these cats, rehabilitating them, feeding them, socializing them, and finding new homes for them. So it feels really nice to support something like this. We
Yeah.
had a really nice cup of hot apple, I guess almost cider. Almost.
Yes.
Yeah, with cinnamon, and we get 30 minutes with the cats. You pay 700 yen for that, and it's just been total bliss. We're having a great
Yeah.
time, and this is like kind of, I don't know, this is seeing Takayama our way. We're just being spontaneous and doing what we want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know, like, the 700 yen, it's basically to cover, you know, the cats' living costs, like their food, medical costs. They may have things like that. And yeah, they're all just waiting to find homes, and they're such sweet cats.
They are.
Okay, so next up we are visiting Takayama's Matsuri Float exhibition hall. Very excited to be here because this is actually considered one of the most important festivals in Takayama, and it takes place twice a year in the spring and in the fall. We're actually missing the fall festival by just a couple of days. And we tried booking accommodations for those dates, but absolutely everything was booked, fully sold out. So basically what happens during the festival is that they take these floats that you can see behind me, they're behind glass, and those are paraded through the city. And in Takayama, it's a tradition that dates back over 350 years. So yeah, since we can't be here for the festival, we're going to admire the beautiful floats which are here on display. And admission to this exhibition hall is 1,000 yen per person. What do you think, Sam?
Very impressive. I like that you get to go on the ground level and you get that one vantage point, and then you get to go up on the second level and it's a completely different view. So impressive, so interesting, and I'd love to see a parade live and in person.
I know, we're just missing it by 2 days. That's the crazy part.
It's really crazy. Fortunately, we won't be there, but that's one of the reasons like we are not here is because the city was fully booked.
No hotels.
We
Zero.
need to get out of here.
Yeah, we even
No,
tried in
stay.
neighboring towns, but
Yeah,
it was
no.
a no-go.
So yeah, keep that in mind. Sometimes festivals happen when you're traveling somewhere and you may not know about it.
So the first building we visited with the floats is called Matsuri Yatai Kaikan, and included in the admission ticket, we also got access to Nikkokan, a hall that contains impressive replicas of different buildings of Toshogu Shrine in Nikko. We actually visited Nikko during our very first trip to Japan, so it was nice to relive that through these models. We then visited Sakurayama Hachimangu Shrine, which dates back to the 5th century, making it the oldest shrine in Takayama. The setting is beautiful. The shrine sits at the foot of a hill with an old forest right behind it.
Oh, steep. That was rough. Oh my gosh. That's how we stay in shape while we travel. That's why we eat so much.
We'd still eat that much even if we weren't exercising. Let's be honest. Friends, we've gotten outside of the tourist path and we are up a little bit in the hills right now. There are two interesting hiking paths you can take from here. One of them being the Higashiyama walking course, and the second one here is the circular tour road for historic spots.
And I'll mention the walking course does start at a graveyard, so if you feel like you're lost or you're in the wrong place, no, that is right.
Yeah, and it's like it's not that clearly marked to get here, so if you think you're lost, you're probably not.
So here we are in the middle of a forest. It's a cedar forest. It is so beautiful, so green, so peaceful. Also, there's a lot of moss along the path, along the stones. Like you can tell this place just receives a lot of rain based on how green and how lush it is. There are going to be different shrines along the way. We've already reached one of the first, and we've got a sign here. There are grave markers along the trail as well. There's a few tombs of note that are marked throughout the cemetery. So yeah, I think we'll go visit our first shrine. It's hard to miss it because it's very orange in a sea of green. Hey Sam. Thoughts on the walking course? Morbid or worth it?
Definitely worth it. It's a beautiful walk through the forest. Japanese graveyards are fascinating. They're very different from Western style graveyards. So you can appreciate the difference in culture, and it's just a way to kind of get away from the city center too, and to challenge your legs. Maybe you're going to do that to build up an appetite, or you just want to get the exercise in, but glad we did it.
Well, it's hard to find dinner at 3:30 p.m.
Yeah,
we do eat at strange hours.
We do, and we walked around trying to find a few different restaurants. Google Maps said they were open, and then we would go and no, it's closed. Not open till 5, which makes sense. But what we ended up doing is we changed our strategy. We walked to the train station and we found a burger place that makes burgers with Hida beef. And so we're sticking to the theme of the local meat, and we've ordered burger sets. So we're quite excited, and we got the same thing, both the Hida beef burger.
Food is here. Burger, nicely tucked in this little piece of paper. Fries, oolong tea, Coke for Sam.
Yeah. Oh, that looks amazing. Whoa.
Nice.
Check that out.
That also makes it easy to grab and eat, having it wrapped up like that.
Oh, this is gonna be good, guys.
Gonna be good.
It looks great.
Wowee. Ooh, yes. This is honestly so good. It's so juicy. Lots of cheddar cheese, lots of lettuce. Makes the burger nice and crispy. Onions, there's some Dijon mustard.
Oh. Let's admit it, we're hungry after walking around all day. We're putting some serious steps.
Okay, so we are back in our tiny little business hotel, crouching in front of the camera to share some final thoughts of our 24 hours here in Takayama.
Yeah.
So, would you like to begin?
Yeah, I mean, what an eclectic day. I don't think we've ever had such a random itinerary before anywhere. Like, let's just recap, okay? We went to famous museums, We went to private houses. We went to a cat cafe. We went to an arcade. We like rubbed shoulders with tourists along pedestrian streets. We found off the beaten path spots. We had a traditional meal and then we had a fast food meal.
Yes, and we wandered through a cemetery.
Yeah. So that should give you an idea of what you can do when you come to Takayama if you're not staying for several nights, if you're just coming for the day. There's plenty to do and so many different options. This is also a popular place to do a ryokan stay. Could be your first ryokan. It was ours 5 years ago. It was neat to come back. Very different experience this time around. A lot more high end. We've noticed some big time development. So especially around the train station. And just, way more packed with tourists. The last time we were obviously traveling off season in the monsoon season. Not the smartest time. But anyways, it was neat to come back and do everything we couldn't do. And we hope you guys enjoyed this little Takayama travel guide. We'll have more videos from Japan coming soon.
So if you enjoyed this video, we invite you to give it a like, subscribe, leave us a comment, and we'll see you soon with more adventures from Japan.
Thanks guys. Ta-ta.